Well, what is happening, ladies and gentlemen of the internet? It is your boy, D-WIZZLE, and today we have a teaser review. This teaser came out like a while ago, but I haven't had a chance to really talk about it, give you guys my thoughts. Today we are going to be talking about the official teaser for Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. So let's get into it. So if you guys have followed my channel for a while, you guys know that when it comes to Christopher Nolan, um, I respect him as a director, and he's made a couple of films that I've really enjoyed. But overall, I think he's a little overrated when it comes to filmmaking, and I know that's a big hot take for people. A lot of people consider him to be one of the best directors working today, and I can see why. I can see the appeal a little bit, but as far as his sensibilities, as far as his directing style, it doesn't always appeal to me personally. I liked what he did for most of the Dark Knight trilogy, mostly pertaining to Batman Begins and The Dark Knight. Dark Knight Rises, not so much. I liked The Prestige, and I like what he did with Inception. And Oppenheimer was okay. It was okay. But I didn't love it like everyone else did. But everything else he's done, not really big fan of it. As I said, I'm not a big fan of The Dark Knight Rises. Didn't like Interstellar. Did not like Tenet. I did not like Dunkirk. Um, Really, I just find his directing style very dry and slow, monotonous. His use of dialogue and exposition, like, it just feels too much. There's so much, there's like heavy monologues and dialogue that he puts in his movies that makes his characters not really feel like people. Um, and like he's always trying to bring grounded realism to everything that he does, even when the material that he's doing doesn't fit for it to be grounded and realistic. So yeah, it's just Nolan doesn't always do it for me, but I know he's admired a lot when it comes to you know the modern films today. Um, so when I heard he was going to do the Odyssey, um, I was very mixed on it. Very mixed on it. I'm actually surprised that he wanted to take the Odyssey. I'm surprised this is a property that he wanted to do because, like I said, he's really more into bringing grounded realism to his films, and the Odyssey is not that. It's a fantasy story, and he's trying to do a movie of that. I'm just like, does his directing style really work with something like that? And like you can't bring in like have heard this I heard this before when he was we started working on this, that he wanted to bring a grounded realism to the Odyssey, and I'm like, do you even understand what the Odyssey is? Like, how is that even going to work? Like, you have mystical creatures and like it's Greek mythology and stuff like that. Like, how are you going to bring grounded realism to something like that? So I don't know. I don't know. I was very split on it. But as Nolan is able to do with most of his movies, he's able to get another star-studded cast for this film. You got Matt Damon playing Odysseus, and then you have Tom Holland, Robert Pattinson, Mia Goth, Elliot Page, Anne Hathaway, John Bernthal, Charlize Theron, like John Leguizamo, Lupita Nyong'o. Like this cast is insane. Like it's that's the level of acting caliber that Nolan is able to get for these movies. So with the cast alone, I'm like, okay, hmm. So is I don't know. I don't know what that says, because he's always able to get like a really star-studded cast. But it's like it did get my attention. Let me say that it does definitely get my attention. But yeah, I was skeptical about what type of Odyssey we were going to get. Like, I don't know. I just really hoped that he wouldn't put his typical Nolan style on it. Try to be a little more experimental with this because it's the Odyssey. Like that's a property you should try and be a little bit more experimental with. He tried to put some experimental stuff maybe in like the in Oppenheimer and a little bit in Tenet, for better or for worse. But but I don't know. I just didn't want to see the typical thing that Nolan was doing. But unfortunately, after watching this teaser, it looks like that's exactly what he's going to do. He's doing his typical Nolan style here, and I'm just like, okay, okay. I guess I know what to expect with this. Like Lily from the visuals and how it was shot. Granted, this is only a teaser, so it's not showing much. But just from the way it was shot, the cinematography, like all that, like this already just feels like a Christopher Nolan movie, and I'm sure for a lot of people that's not a bad thing. But I don't know, it just nothing felt unique about it. It just I don't know. Like even we have a split shot of the Cyclops in here, like you don't see it full out, but even then it didn't feel larger than life like it was supposed to. Obviously you have that beautiful cinematography that no one does as far as scope and everything. You feel it feels big, but like I don't know, something feels very something doesn't it doesn't feel fantastical. And that's something what I expected from the Odyssey, because I remember reading about it in high school and stuff like that. And like this visual style is not what I expected with the Odyssey. um it looks like Matt Damon looks really good as Odysseus. I think the costume works pretty cool. There was that one shot with the guy with the huge Spartan hat that towers over Odysseus, whatever. Like he looked pretty cool. Honestly, that's the coolest shot in the entire movie. I'm not even gonna lie. This it's the big dude with the really big Spartan helmet. That's the coolest shot of the film. And it's the same. It's in the same teaser where they showed a glimpse of the Cyclops, and that's I'm not. I I don't know how to feel. I don't know how to feel. Yeah, it's great you have all these casts in here, I guess, but other than that, like I don't know, it just feels like a typical Nolan film. And at this point, I guess that's what I have to expect because like when Oppenheimer was coming out, I thought that was going to feel different. And in certain aspects he was trying some stuff, but like for the most part, it felt like another Christopher Nolan movie. It's the same old pacing, it's the same old structure, it's similar cinematography, all that stuff. It's just I don't know. I don't know. I'm hoping to be surprised. I really am. I want this to be good. Like I've been interested to see Odyssey on the big screen because I haven't seen any other attempts of them doing this on in movie form or if they did a series of it. This is going to be my first exposure to the Odyssey on the big screen, and I don't know. I just hope that Nolan doesn't play it safe. That's all I'm asking. I'm sure people are going to eat it up when this movie comes out. People are going to love it, no matter what he does. They're probably already hooked from what they're seeing. I've already seen when people were reacting to this teaser that a lot of people are loving what they're seeing so far. And so at the end of the day, it's probably not going to matter what I think about it because everyone loves Nolan and they love what everything he does. But for me, I don't know. I just wish he did more things different. I just wish he would be a little bit more experimental. I wish he wouldn't just rest on his morals. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it for him. What did you guys think about it? Are you guys excited for Nolan to be doing the Odyssey? Do you think he's the right person for the job? Do you like what you're seeing from the teaser so far? Um, what you excited to see from this version of Oppenheimer? Do you think that Nolan's going to do it justice? How big of a Nolan fan are you guys? Comment your thoughts down below and let me know.